So, you're thinking about exploring that incredible world beneath the waves. That's awesome. But, getting a scuba certification card, that's really just the very first step. Today, we're going to dive deep in to the mindset, the personal commitment that really separates a casual diver from a truly great one. This is all about adopting a creed for a lifetime of safe and, honestly, legendary underwater adventures. All right, let's just jump right in with a statement from our source that might kind of surprise you. It says that the quality of many open water certification courses can be, well, highly questionable. Even instructors sometimes admit to cutting corners. Now listen, this isn't to scare you off, not at all. It's to shine a big bright light on a fundamental truth about this activity.
And because of that, the whole idea boils down to this. You are in charge. Yeah, your certification qualifies you to dive in conditions that are similar to your training, but what those exact conditions are isn't printed on the card. The ultimate responsibility for your safety and for how much fun you have rests right on your shoulders. And you should think of that not as a burden, but as total empowerment.
So, here's how we're going to break down this creed. First, we'll get into what it means to take full responsibility for your adventure. Then, I'll walk you through a super simple but powerful framework called the SPF approach. After that, we'll talk about preparing for the plunge and what to do once you're actually underwater. And we'll wrap it all up with what I think is the most crucial part, having a mindset of constant improvement.
Okay, first things first. Your adventure, your responsibility. I want you to think of your certification not as the finish line, but as the starting gate. Seriously. Your judgment, your awareness, your decisions, they are all way more critical than any piece of equipment you're carrying. In a way, you are the central processing unit for the entire dive.
Now, to help guide those big decisions, our source gives us this just beautifully simple framework. It's called the SPF approach. And it's basically a mental checklist you can use before and even during every single dive to make sure you've got your priorities straight. So here's how this SPF thing works. It's a hierarchy. It starts with S for safety. That's the absolute non-negotiable foundation. Next up is P for performance, which is all about your skills, your knowledge, and your attitude. And hey, notice what's last on the list? F for fun. Fun is the ultimate goal, of course it is, but the creed teaches that real, lasting fun can only be built on a rock-solid foundation of safety and performance.
So how does that SPF framework actually work in the real world? Well, it starts way before you even get wet. Truly great dives begin with great preparation, with the commitments you make right there on the boat or on the shore.
This is all about running through a mental checklist. You check your gear, you check your air. You check in with yourself. Hey, am I mentally and physically ready for this dive right now? You plan the dive with your buddy, and this is so important. You have to respect any diver's right, including your own, to call off a dive for any reason at all. There is absolutely zero shame in saying, not today, if something doesn't feel right.
Okay, so we've planned the dive, we've done our checks, and now we're in the water. How we behave down there has a direct impact not just on our own safety and fun, but on the health of the amazing environment we've come all this way to see.
And the absolute cornerstone of good conduct underwater is buoyancy control. This is the skill of achieving perfect weightlessness. Not sinking, not rising, just hovering. You get there by making tiny adjustments to the air in your buoyancy vest and really just by controlling your breathing. Mastering this not only feels incredible, like you're flying, but it protects you and, crucially, the fragile marine life all around you.
And that leads right into this pledge. We are just visitors in their world. The creed is crystal clear. You don't touch, you don't harass, and you actively try to learn more about these ecosystems so you can be a better, more responsible guest every single time you go down.
Oh, I absolutely love this piece of advice from the source material. You got to remember it. If you think you're going slow, try going even slower. Moving slowly and deliberately saves the air in your cylinder. It keeps you calm and relaxed, and it lets you actually see all the amazing tiny details of the underwater world you'd otherwise swim right past.
This brings us to our final and maybe the most important section, the mindset of improvement. The creed teaches us that your certification isn't a final exam you passed. Nope. It's your invitation, your license to learn, and to keep refining your skills for the rest of your life.
So what does this lifelong learning actually look like? Well, it's about taking small steps to get better with every single dive. It means talking with your buddy afterwards about what went well and what you could maybe improve. It means if you get new gear, you try it out in a safe, controlled setting first, not on some challenging dive. Every dive is just another step up in your journey.
So as we start to wrap this up, this is really the big takeaway.
That plastic card in your wallet, that doesn't make you a good diver. A personal, internal commitment to safety, to performance, and to always getting better, that is what truly defines your experience in the underwater world.
Our source material closes with this really powerful quote from Jean-Paul Sartre. Think about it. It's not enough to just say you're a safe diver. This creed is about the actions you take on every dive, the planning, the awareness, the respect for the environment, and that drive to always be learning.
So, I'll leave you with this question. The underwater world is out there, and it is just waiting, full of wonder and adventure. Adopting this creed is your key to unlocking all of it, safely and responsibly. So, are you ready to make that commitment? Thanks for joining me.